have Ron and his assistant who are going to go and talk about, working on the tour. But I would be remiss if I did not do a very special introduction to this sister who, I know you can all feel her energy. Doesn't matter where you are, she's there. She comes in on the mornings and she gives you the daily affirmations. I was so proud to see her at work at the conference with the stuff that she does. When I first met her in 2012, I did an interview with her right by Lake Volta. And that's one of the favorite that my fans have directly from Ghana, because the lake is right there. And I don't like to call it what she calls it or what it's called. I like to call it the sister who does penwomanship. So I want you to put your hands together. Don't forget that when you clap, you're working the biceps and triceps. And welcome Sister SAS to the stage right now. And I'm not even going to ask her anything. I'm just going to let her talk. Is that okay?
Okay. After I give her a hug. Oh, yeah. That's my sister Ya. We're born on Thursday. Peppy Part. Thank you. I'm so inspired by everyone's generosity of spirit. Ross Marvin, when he sang that first song, and y'all didn't know, you didn't know his background, but you knew that he was fully self-expressed. He was being like a little young man at home and giving his creative gifts. And I think for me, Peppy, this is a journey. My 4th time with Bamani, African for the Africans. My 3rd time is High Priestess Seshad, spiritually attuned for the journey by putting forth positive words and affirmations, which is certainly a great entrustment and an honor. But the first time I came with Bamani because I wanted to have the Bamani experience. I had been to Ghana before with the great spiritual leader of Atlanta, Dr. Barbara Lewis King, the founder of Hillside Chapel and Truth Center, my spiritual mama. I studied with her for about 35 years and ministered out of that environment. I have a ministry that grew out of there. Everywhere I am, God is. It shows up just as you see me, in all the infinite aspects that you might experience me in. What you see is what you get, but I don't stop being fundamentally source, God. When I look in the mirror, the only God I'll see will have to be a female black woman, because I am deity. It can never be outside of me, you see. So I'm honored and blessed to that Bamani allows me to show up in this capacity. And Peppy knows I'm getting chilly willies too.
Me too.
Yeah. She interviewed me on that Lake Volta that day and asked me some of the best questions I've ever been asked about my gift of calligraphy sharing, my ministry of the written word, of just taking an interest in on a soul. And every time she asked me a question, I would say, "Oh, that's a great question," or "Thank you for asking me that question." Why? Because so many people sometimes really don't have the space to care. They really don't have the space to avail themselves to really be so much concerned about you. It's about survival. But here on the journey, when Peppy began to ask me those great questions about the gift of beautiful handwriting, handwriting is something that we all do. If you're literate, if you read, you write. And your handwriting, I say, is your mirror to the soul. You don't control your handwriting. It's subconscious. Left and right hemisphere dancing together, right? But pay attention to your penwomanship, your penmanship. It will reveal things to you physiologically and so many levels, physically, mentally, spiritually, on many levels. That's why we have graphologers, handwriting analysis, handwriters who analyze handwriting. I have a gift for that too. And a lot of the gifts that we have, it takes a long time to find a space to share them. But yeah, I'm very honored to have been very supported on this trip, thanks again to Bamani. We live in close proximity, Ross Marvin, right up the street. I moved into a new neighborhood, a new community close to Ross Marvin. Bamani's over there checking on me, making sure everything is good, and like he does, put on the finishing touches. But I appreciate the technological growth that I've received since Journey with Bamani. Like I said, I was a little paranoid about technology, computers, etc. I didn't understand how divinity and technology integrated very well, because I create computers, they don't create me. My brain, my dome is very important to me. What I think, I can't watch media like most because I'm too sensitive for that right now. So we don't have TV in our house for like 5 years and that, but we have our computers and we not know what's going on. But we TTP, we talk to people, and we TTMP, we talk to more people. Because when brothers and sisters stop talking, strange things go down. Pages in history turn up missing, and there's no unity to be found. So you got to be talking to your brothers and sisters. And I've talked to most of you on the journey already, and I said to Bomani, I said, this group is a special group, very special group. Why would I say this group is a special group? Well, because some of the folks who've journeyed with Bomani before, we managed to show back up by divine appointment once again. It's not a coincidence that Peppy and I get to reunite. We don't have to talk like that. Bomani, of course, the team, Righteous like that. And then some of the others that came back. So, and Ross Marvin,
Oh, yes.
you know, UNIA, I'm telling you one thing about this, folks. My favorite colors are red, black, and green. And the gold comes there too. My favorite colors, I'm a liberation sister. I'm a sister from 68, 69, 70, Black Panther, Black Power, black everything. And then we had the hippie movement. You know, so, you know, we just free like that to some degree. But at the same time, when I'm so inspired by the young Cameroonian sister that I just came before me, my Bamaliki sister like Erica Badu. See, we from Cameroon. And my DNA, you can tell, Pep, when I hear a drum beat, it ain't no question if something gonna move. It's a heartbeat. Something gonna move, bounce, and there is no age in spirit. Yeah, chronologically, I'll be blessed to be 64 December 6th at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm a Yah, born on Thursday, you know. But my mom taught me some very fundamental things. Bessie Smith, like blues singer, that's my mama's name. Out of the Mississippi Delta, my mom and daddy both. I tell folk all the time, they pick cotton so I wouldn't have to. I don't buckwear, I don't bow, I don't bend like that. It's just something very African that never got lost in me. And that brings tears to my eyes so many times. I've been blessed in so many ways. To whom much is given, much is required.
That's true.
To whom much is given, much is required. Much has been given to me. I always wanted to come to Africa. I can't remember not wanting to come to Africa and not fighting, causing a race riot to get black history in my school. I remember throwing a blow. I was in a white school in Kankakee, Illinois, 54 miles south of Chicago. I graduated in 70. I was a cheerleader, baton twirler, Africans. But I brought black and white folk together, including some of the police people who didn't know how to deal with black folk. So human relations is one of my areas of specialty. I never had a pet, never a dog, a cat, or a bird, or fish, or rabbit. But people, we brought them home to my house. We are innkeepers. Innkeepers in St. Croix as well, my sister. But I'm saying that I love you already. I cannot grow any more in love with any individual one of you as I am already. Because I love myself. I know who I am and whose I am. Any kind of way that I can support you in this transformative process, and you will have a transformative process. It is always underway. I've been known as a spiritual midwife because so many of us are birthing as we speak right now, new births, like my daughter said here. First time dancing publicly. First time dancing publicly last night. She made sure that she let Mama SAS know that, because this is our second journey, right, Natasha? And I'm so proud of her. Her biological mama's in the ATL. I can't wait to meet her. But I'm just saying, family, that we're one. It's a beautiful day. Many gifts are available to you through me at any time for a one-on-one, or if you just want to have a conversation, you want me to look at your cursive handwriting, or you want some inspirational words, I'm here to serve and share my gifts. And that's really, thank you, Peppy, for you just being you, my sister, myself, and Momani, and the whole Africa for the African family. But I will say that Kojo is a big missing in action for me.
Oh, yeah.
Kojo is a good brother from Ghana here that is really a major force on our security team.
Yeah, that was my brother. That is my brother.
Bamani's brother, right-hand man, and just a fine brother. He was known by me.
Fine gentleman.
Oh my God.
Brother.
Integrity.
This an all-around great brother. And I mean, this brother's not a small, slim brother. It's a big, muscular brother. It reminds me of Tyrese.
Yes.
It reminds me of Tyrese. He's a big, Tyrese,
tall,
but just humble and very cultural. I mean, I was just very impressed. And
how many years was he with?
He's been with me since 2007, and his last journey I want to say was 2013.
Okay. I'm gonna prepare to close up because, of course, this was about me. But Kojo's spirit is just so right here, right now, with all of us. As I get ready to take my seat, I want to leave a little spoken word with you. In the ATL, I like kind of growing. Sometimes people say like, oh, you're like really talkative, and I can be. But when I'm at home at the crib, I'm like, I meditate. That was my first real profession, was meditating for world peace. That's what took me to DC with some very important people in the movement around South Africa, Zambia. That was my first trip to Africa. It was 1985. I was 31. I was the oldest crossroader in the group. Operation Crossroads Africa was a forerunner to the Peace Corps, founded by a black man. Before 63 with Kennedy and Shriver, okay? We'll talk about that later. But however, it took me to Lesotho, a small African country in the mountain called the Kingdom in the Sky, totally landlocked by South Africa, Zambia, in 1985. Mandela was deep in prison in Robben Island. I really didn't know what I was coming into, but because I was a little bit more chronologically older, I could support some of the young white folk from Princeton and all the Ivy League schools who were traveling with this program, because that's what they do for every summer. They travel Africa, right? Long story short, I got to go to Zimbabwe, Harare, Bulawayo, Victoria Falls, the world's famous Victoria Falls. I got to go to Lusaka, Zambia, the home of the ANC, the African National Congress, Pan-African People's Party, and some other very powerful Liberation Army party. And Lusaka, Zambia was the home of the African National Congress. I connected with something so powerful during that journey. I call it the summer that changed my life. 1985. I stayed 3 months traveling that summer. I came back to Louisville, Kentucky, where I was based, packed up my bags, and moved to DC, the only place that I could be after having that experience like that. Because the belly of the beast, DC, the nation's capital, was the place where we had to be at the embassies, along with Stevie Wonder, Randall Robinson, the organizations that were really going to do something to dismantle apartheid. And I had been to South Africa since 4 times since then. First businesses to be able to come in and do business in South Africa. I was a part of that group that God and the ancestors allowed to come in. It wasn't because I had the money. Be clear about it, folk. It ain't about how much money you got. It's really a matter of how well you listen from the inside out and how much faith you can exercise. I'm a butt-naked faith walker. I don't have to see it. The money has never been in the bank like that for me to travel from India to Kemet to the places that I've been blessed to go. At all. Quite the contrary. However, if I hear it, I'm going to obey it. And if I'm going to obey it, I'm going to take the appropriate actions to see it through. You know, so I just feel honored to have been listened to so generously. I feel your love and respect, and every time I come, you just grow me into the being that I really desire to be. It's all about the relationships for African people. And we have a profound, profound relationship thanks to Africa for the African at home and abroad.
Lord, if I wasn't hosting this thing, I'd get some tissues. Are we having fun yet?